Friday. We're roping. As Jeff likes to say, we're roping the house. My dad picked it up and he didn't even know. See, it's premium air barrier. So it's got like that waxy coating. Yeah. So it's airtight too if you tape it. I didn't tape it anywhere because I was doing the insulation also. Yeah. So I didn't think it would matter really.
Stop or what?
Oh, I want to make sure it's straight here first. 128 at a minimum. I mean, I'd see if you can find something that's like 1 or 2 terabytes. That'd be better.
Okay. Yeah, I barely got out of my house today. We take the truck out like something. Huh?
Okie dokie.
Okery dokery. You want to get food? We are wrapping up for the day. It's about 4 o'clock. We started at 7:30 today. So it's about time. Jeff had to head out. He had coaches his kids' baseball team. So I'm here just finishing cleaning up. My helpers came. Are you helping, Eden?
Yeah.
Good work. You helping, Jubilee, or just drinking juice?
Just drinking juice.
Just drinking juice. It's the end of the day, Wednesday. We got all these windows in. Oh, we're up around the corner here. Oh, there's Abel blowing up a dust storm. We got that window in, flashed. This window in, flashed. This door in, flashed. That window, flashed. Then this window, we finished the opening around it and got all this insulation board here. So that is ready to be flashed and window installed. So I'm gonna pick up that window tonight. That way it's ready. And this door we just got in and got that bottom part flashed, and then we'll add flash tape up on the sides tomorrow. But I didn't get a couple more boards of that foam insulation to go here. Get the window. I have a few other things on my shopping list, but just trying to tidy up, clean up, and then we'll be back tomorrow. I'll have Bill here tomorrow. He made it down, so he's going to be helping. I'll have Bill, I'll have Jeff, I'll be here. I have Jeff through Friday, so today, Thursday, Friday. I have Bill for 2 to 3 weeks, depending how much work there is. But we got a lot. I think it's probably going to be that 3 weeks. And then Jeff is looking at his schedule next week. So he's a good friend of mine. We worked on some projects in the past together, and he lives down here in San Diego. And he got his general license 5 or 6 months ago, something like that. So when I asked if he had any free time to come and help me out, he was very happy to come and help me. So that made me happy. But I'll have him the rest of this week, and then he's checking his schedule. He's going to help as much as he can. So he might be around a lot the next few weeks. It just depends, because they're a little bit slow right now too. So it kind of worked out. But anyways, for today, that is it. Our focus was the outside here and getting this all done, and we got it. We got it. And then tomorrow is continuing on that last window, and gonna start putting all these furring strips in. But I can't tell you too much because you just have to see it. But we're gonna start putting all these furring strips in. It's gonna be fantastic. That box, I don't like it. I like the box, don't like the setup, because it is in the wall here, and it's only a 2x4 wall backed to the bathroom. I'll show you inside. So this is the back of the breaker panel, just flush with that wall. I don't prefer it. Number one, if you try to put a, I don't know, shelf toilet paper holder, danger there, and you won't be able to see it with the drywall up. Number two, if I want to run any new power at a hot tub outlet, or I don't know, outdoor lights, landscaping lights or something, and I want to tie into this for power, or run a sub panel to the shed or something, which all those things are not off the table. They could happen. This would be very difficult to access and add a new wire for it. I have to cut open from the inside the drywall in order to run it, or I'd have to cut open from the outside. I don't know. It just wouldn't be super easy. It'd be doable, but not super easy. I like making things super easy. So I'm going to take this out and mount it on the surface. So I'll take this out, take off the stucco lath, put plywood on the outside like sheathing, and then so this will be gone. Pull this out, plywood on there, and then mount this to the plywood so it's surface mount. Then all these openings at the bottom, knockouts, will be accessible from outside, that I could run conduit down the trench anywhere I want. Or I could run conduit down and then pop it into the crawl space, and then I can run that wire in the crawl space anywhere I want. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use that 2-inch knockout, put a bushing on it, surface mount it, and all the wires coming from in the house now, I'm gonna pop through that back knockout. And then anything else I need to add later, I can use these bottom knockouts with conduit. That way I have access to expand and change as needed. And then if we do end up upgrading the panel, we have a 125 right now. If we upgrade it to a 200, it'll be easy to do because it's all surface mounted, all the wire will be accessible and easy. And this is not code compliant. If you had any question, that is not code compliant. That conduit needs to go up through the eave and be, I think it's minimum 18 inches above the roof, sticking up, and then the wire coming across. And there's one main reason that it's supposed to be that way. It lifts this overhead wire up higher, because right now it's pretty low and ugly. So, you know, it'd be really cool to underground it, but that's just not feasible because the pole it's on is on the other side of the fence on asphalt. So I could set another pole in this property and then underground it, but I don't want another pole on the property. So I'm gonna keep it overhead, but I'm gonna put that up higher when we do upgrade to a 200. I just don't know that we'll ever need to, because a 125, all of our appliances are gas, so 125 should power an EV charger just fine. Then the question would be if we do a hot tub and that's electric, we just have to make sure our load calculations stay what they need to be. But it'd probably be an EV charger or hot tub. I don't think we could run both, but I'll check with the guy, the electrical engineer or whatever. Like Misty.
It's not a rain deer, it's a rain dude.
Rain dude. Oh, maybe. Only girl on the crew.
Huh?
Only girl on the crew.
Not very easy.
Oh, I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. I just sprayed all this with that wood preservative spray. Got it in there pretty good everywhere. There is some like junk on the edges of this, but I hit it and I checked it all over the place, probed it, and it's really just the very outside edge on some of these spots. So I just treated it, and I'm gonna leave it in place and make sure that it's blocked off really well so that moisture can't get in there anymore. In my head it works, okay? My plan here is to cut my piece of plywood for the top half, which will end about halfway on the panel there, and then I'll unfasten this panel from the top and just lean it out so I can fit that plywood behind it, and then fasten it to that plywood, and then pull the bottom out and fit another plywood under it. That way it's supported the whole time, so it doesn't have a free hanging box. That's the plan, the idea, the dream. Let's see how it works. I slid it down a little bit and screwed it in down lower. This is where the bottom of my plywood should come. but it's braced up there, so it's not gonna fall off. This didn't ever have the proper connector on it, so we're gonna have to fix that, but that's just how it was. Mount the panel over here on the side for now. It's all blocked off, so there's no wire exposed that can shock me or anything. And this connector was already broken, so I guess it kind of worked out that it was janky, kind of moved to the side easy. But then here I put plywood sheeting just like their other walls, and then I went ahead and put the drip edge just like the other ones. Now this wall is staying stucco for now, so I'm going to add a piece of our trim here to block it off, and then this is overhanging so that when we do get to reside this, if we do, then at least the flashing is there for it. And I'm going to wrap the house wrap. It's already got an overlap here, which is good, and then I'll add another piece to come there, and then insulate it and add a couple of these 2x4s, just like we did around the window openings for spacing. We're going to space off the breaker panel, top and bottom, and then waterproof it, flash it the whole way, and then mount the panel to it. That way, if we do decide to upgrade the panel, it's going to be very easy to swap it out. It'll be surface mounted, and everything behind it will be waterproofed, so you could pop it off, cut your siding a little bigger because the 200 amp panel is going to be taller, but we'd just be able to cut the siding and everything behind it. It'll have two solid mounting points where the 2x4s are, so it'll be a really easy swap in the future. Battery, there's battery. Friday, we're roping. As Jeff likes to say, we're roping the house. Sending wires through. Master electrician Jeff.
That's the proper terminology, dude, is roping.
Is it?
It is.
Okay.
Just so
Okay.
you know.
I like it.
You're late to the game, bro.
So I just picked up some of these 4-inchers that we're going to use in our closets. I also have the 6-inch canless wafer lights, but Those are a little too much for a closet usually. These guys. So we're laying these out in the rooms, and then 4 inches in the closets. And I like to mark. Just use a recessed lighting layout calculator online. It tells you your. Yeah, it works great, huh?
I'm going to show it to you so you can show your viewers.
Yeah, let's show. Would you guys like to see? I'm pretty sure I've showed it before.
Here you go, Daryl.
But you just put in your room dimensions and choose your the light layout that you want. There's a bunch of different patterns you can choose. And I just Google it and it always pops up. Put your room length and width in inches and it tells you your spacing for it. So that you have even, pretty much even light distribution across the room. And then I mark those out on the floor. And then you can use the plumb line laser to show you exactly where it's going to be up in the ceiling. Then you wire up your boxes, and then you can hang drywall. You can sheet the whole thing, cover it all up, and then you have your marks on the floor to plumb line up, and then cut your holes, put it in. Anyways, this room is good. Would be more difficult to do that just because it's existing, and since it's just a small bedroom, I'm going to do one box in the middle, just a regular old work like electrical box, round box, and then we'll mount a light fixture to it. That way we only have one wire to run instead of 4 different ones. So that should work out. That should work out pretty well. Oh, I think the battery died yesterday, but we've got a leak in our roof here. I found where it was. I'll go up and fix it when it stops raining. But where our valley on our new roof meets where the valley ends right at the top, the kickoff from the valley is going right under the eave there and then getting into the top part of this lean-to roof, and then it's leaking down that whole wall right now. So I found where the problem is. It's not going to be very hard to fix it. It's pretty easy. But we finished mounting this box up, and I just picked up the straps today to get that strapped in place. And we just did a hole straight from the back of the box all the way through. So all of our existing wire will come through there. And then, like I was saying yesterday, we'll be able to pop a conduit down from this and then go into the crawl space if we want for future stuff, or trench and run stuff to the backyard for lighting or kitchen or outdoor kitchen, that kind of stuff. But now we at least have that availability.
Slow down, the hip, the butt, the arm, everything. With the weight comes through that, it's that big, it's got so much more power and it will just project you forward, right? So you can do things trying to do everything. If it was deep, obviously this thing's going to be like major squat. Here we go. So this is what the judges see. So right here, see legs trying to slow down and just there. So we're talking about the last third of that barrel did we really get up. The drop was insane.
funny to hear a Japanese-looking guy speak either just like being American, raised in America, and just talk like a Californian.
Like a California surfer.
And then there's Connor O'Leary, who's Australian, and it even sounds even funnier coming out of him. He looks Japanese and sounds Australian. And then you hear him talking, and then you hear him speak Japanese, and it's like a trip.
Can't put the hammer.
Oh yeah, it's a big day out there.
I'm gonna run some soffit lights. I'll probably do 4 here total. 2 over there, 2 over here. That will be controlled by this light switch inside this door. I'm planning on putting smart switches throughout the house. So I'm running direct power to all the switches instead of to the light first and then to the switch. Most smart switches require a constant power supply. But then the main thing I like about smart switches is you don't really need 3 ways or 4 ways or whatever, because you can control the switch remotely from your phone or tablet or fake assistant or whatever. Oh, it's muddy outside. So most likely, I'll at least have it wired for it, but my intention is to do smart switches everywhere. And I think I'll get away with only having 1 3-way in the whole house. And that's here in the master. Have a light switch here that controls those lights in the bed area. And have another switch right there that controls those lights. Just because it's so far, it makes sense if you're getting in bed, you could just switch it off right there. But everywhere else, I'm trying to have just 1 switch. So here in the kitchen area, 1 switch for the kitchen lights, 1 switch for a hallway light, basically, and 1 switch for dining room. And then by the front door, I have 1 switch for our living room and 1 switch for our outdoor light, which for now is right there. Nasty thing, but that'll get changed. And then when we do our overhead roof and landing here for the front door, I'll do lights in the soffit there. and probably in the soffit over here. But at least our wire will be here ready, and then I can do that later when I'm doing that on the outside. But yeah, I think we'll get away with having only one three-way in the whole house. I think. So in all of my bathrooms here, I'm adding an outlet next to the toilets. I think I showed it in the other show you kind of how I'm doing this, pulling these wires in the crawl space. It's so much fun. I'm sure you'd like to see. Hold on. Show you kind of how I'm doing this, pulling these wires in the crawl space. It's so much fun. I'm sure you'd like to see. Hold on. Wires are coming up in this bay and then out into the panel. So I've got these 4 were existing Romex, and it's in good condition, so I'm not replacing that. It doesn't need it. And then there's a couple more. They're in good condition, and this one was there already too. So there's a lot I was able to save that had been redone in the 90s already. So one of the nice things about a crawl space is you can pull all your wires, just lay them on the bottom of the joist, and then bring them up where they need to go. And I'm using junction boxes in the crawl space to tie things together where they need it, right here, and then I label it. So this is the splice. I have a 12 gauge 3 wire coming in. So one line's going to be for the bedroom outlets. So the red goes to the bathroom outlet, the black goes to the bedroom outlets, and then they share neutral and ground. So I can run 2 circuits off of that wire, and this is where it splits off in an accessible junction box, and I'll put a blank plate over that to keep it contained. So long term into the future, that junction box is always going to be accessible through the crawl space and can be changed or adjusted as needed. But I like doing junctions down in the crawl space rather than inside of switch and outlet boxes, because if you disconnect a switch for whatever reason, need to repair it or replace it, it could disconnect power to other rooms or lights or whatever. So I'll show you when I get all the way down to the end over there. Here's where a lot of stuff's going on. So I have this 14 gauge wire is going to be power to the light switch in the secondary master bathroom. And then this yellow is going to be power to the secondary master bathroom outlet on the vanity. So I have both coming in right there. And then this junction box is a junction for the second master bedroom and the outdoor outlet. Both come in there and then are tying. There's a 1 so far, but this is a home run all the way to the panel, because this was one of the existing wires. So I did a junction here instead of running all new wire to the panel. And then I'll have to run all new wire to the panel for the outdoor light. But that one I just had stubbed into the crawl space so that we could finish the floor system in that addition, which is why I have a junction. Normally I'd go all the way from your first outlet, all the way a home run to the panel, but that's why I didn't there. Anyways. This white, I have essentially made a distribution center. see these two boxes. I'm actually gonna add a third right there. But all these will function as one big junction box. Now I have one 14 gauge white wire coming all the way from the panel over to here to bring power for my second light circuit. So I'm having 2 light circuits in the whole house because it's all LED. All takes very little power. In total, each of those light circuits is going to be something like 100 and 150 watts, all the lights added up together. So the whole house is going to be like 300 to 400 watts total for all the lighting in the whole house. So I could do it all on one circuit, but I like having at least 2 lighting circuits. It might be code to have 2 lighting circuits. I don't know, but that's what I've done. So here I have, these are all just splices. Black is going to be to black, white to white, ground to ground. And I have my power coming in, and then I have jumper power to each of these. And then I'll have all these runs are from light switches, so that I could have constant power to every light switch in the house. That way I can put smart switches everywhere if I want to, or when I want to. And there are a few spots, there's a few switches where I'm using it as a junction box also to jump power to a nearby light switch, but most of them come all the way back to here. So it's kind of where all the power for this second light circuit distributes to all of the different light switches. That way, if you're disconnecting a switch in one room for whatever, it's not going to cut power off to a switch nearby or a switch on the other side of the house or something. So they'll all be tied together here and all be accessible and can be changed or added to if you're adding a light switch somewhere. So that's kind of how I'm setting this one up. And here's another just junction box for the bedroom outlets, because I had this existing Romex and it was in good condition, so I left it in place and just tied up new to it there. That'll get a blank. So yeah, welcome to the crawl space. This is where I've been pretty much all day. That's why most of the content I've recorded today and yesterday was up with Bill and Jeff, because this is just tied in here, kind of hard to record. Anyways, see ya.